Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world of darkness, and welcome once again to Rage Across New York, a werewolf venue that sees today the field train of the Wyrm-Raider has reached its apex, as was previously discussed with actually a lot of people from the pack and other members of the sept. There is going to be a judgment for the Wyrm-Raiders as a whole, not just Andre. They have come to the conclusion that, well, Smiles and Kotori feels that Andre is no longer their alpha, considering what happened in the Abyss. And Kotori has challenged Andre's position by challenging him to face the judgment of Uktena, to see if Uktena still deems him worthy of being an alpha. Someone is echoing. And here we are. Here we are right now, waiting for Morning Kill because, he asked Morning Kill to come and bear the judgment of Uktena being the highest-ranking Philodox of the Sept, and the Wyrm-Raiders having no Philodox. And since he judged already one member of this pack, this will only be the continuity. So Kotori, for his part, is, as he has been for all the afternoon, waiting near Uktena's shrine in the Umbra.
Smiles joins Tori. He doesn't say anything, being a rather unpleasant job. Just briefly sniffs Kotori's muzzle before laying down.
Andre, for his part, arrives in the scene in, well, obviously his breed form. He doesn't even look at Smiles or Kotori. He just looks at their shrine to Uktena. Sighs, mostly just to himself. Affectionately, strokes a hand down the depiction, the snake, the dual-headed snake, before he just simply... He gives a cursory glance to Kotori and smiles before he just waits for the inevitable arrival of Mr. Morningstar.
As he sits alone in his corner, Kotori is sent through the pack link. Considering what's happening and everything, you don't have to stand alone in your corner.
Who are you sending that to?
I said through the pack link. So to the whole pack.
Alright, okay, sorry.
He's not looking in your direction. He just spurred you a glance and sent the message.
Smiles does look in your direction. His head slightly cocked like he expects something.
Andre, for his part, doesn't look in either of their direction. Instead, he just replies down the pack link. Like I said to you last time we met, you're not going to like what I have to say, but it will be for the betterment of us all.
And after this touchy-feely moment on the field train that is called the Wyrm Field Train, Raiders, in the umbral version of Uktena's shrine, it is a lake with a small statue dedicated to Uktena. On the other side of the lake, a man will appear with an air of nobility, speaking to him. This man being Gerard Morningkill. Though when he walks across the lake, you can see him maybe a bit heavier. Like his face is a bit heavier than you usually see him. Like he's had a bit of things on his mind. And as he approaches the pack of Wyrm-Raiders, no, he's not walking on water. God damn it! And as he approaches the pack, he'll look at each and every one of you, all at the same time almost, and simply say, "Fellow Garu, I greet you."
Good evening, Raya.
Morning, Uriah.
Truth catcher Raya.
And Kotori gets up and get in the center, technically having Smiles on his left and Andre on his right. I have come to a decision. Uktena has been blinded during our excursion in the Abyss. We, by our actions, are reflecting on his name. I think that whatever happens to all this pack should be the decision of our totem. I would be honored if you would carry the sentence that Uktena feels that Andre or me or the Wyrm-Raiders as a whole should face, whatever it might be, and whatever the consequences might be.
So then, for me to get the entire picture, of course, what is going on right now, or what wishes to be played out here, is you wish to summon your totem, Great Uktena, to call judgment upon your pack. Correct?
Yes, that is what me and Smiles wish. And he turns to Andre, because he is still a member of this pack, so he has his voice in this matter.
Andre looks over towards Morningkill. As soon as he hears there's a brief silence, he looks over towards Kotori and smiles. I have changed my mind. I know well I have done wrong. I know well what I have done. I will not deny that I have not been adequate in my service as an alpha, but at least give me the credit to admit that. At least give me the credit to admit that I have done wrong, that I have not tried to conceal my fallacies or my faults or my misdeeds under a lie. The Wyrm-Raiders have a sickness, each and every one of us. You can call this sickness Harano, you can call this sickness prejudice, you can call this sickness simple lack of qualification. Whatever label you want to give it. It's not the fault of one of us, in my eyes, but all of us. When Great Uktena took us as his children, when myself, Louis, and Kotori went up to the Sept of Running Stones, when we went into that umbral reflection of the amusement park, we had a philosophy, not by the whim of a single madman, but by our own collective madness. I made this philosophy to highlight the fact that despite the differences between our tribes, despite the differences between our breeds, I am not a tyrant. Strange that may come from someone of my tribe. I wished for the Wyrm-Raiders to be the most effective fighting force against the worm. I wished for us to go to the darkest depths and bring chaos and destruction to the worm's minions. And, for a time, we did. Ask any of the other packs out there. Ask them how many spirals they have killed this last year. Ask how many Fomori they have destroyed, how much lore they have taken from our enemies, and you'll find that the Wyrm-Raiders have done more than anyone else. I myself have killed more black spirals in this last 6 months than any other Aurun. It's not a matter of pride for me, it's a simple statement of fact. We are, or were, that good. But then the cracks started to form. Our weaknesses started to make manifest. Maybe it was fate. Maybe it was a set of circumstances that simple befell us, simple misfortune. Maybe the worm looked upon us and saw something that it feared. Either way, what's done is done. Everyone here, myself I include most of all, will have to suffer through the consequences. I could list all the things that I have done since the Wyrm-Raiders were formed. Goof. Deeds which were glorious and tragic. I could tell you of the lore of the vampires that myself, Louis, and Ben recovered without taking so much as a single scratch. I could tell you of the countless kinfolk, wolves, and even a member of your tribe, Smiles, that we rescued from a Gaia-forsaken hive. I could tell you of those Son of Loon, walks in shadow, those who we avenged who fell at the Sept of Running Stones. I could tell you this and many more, but it still does not address the sickness that we have. Father Octena has been kind to me, kinder than I believe I deserve. I've learned things which, despite not being a well-educated man, by my own admission, I would not have learned otherwise. I love Father Octena. And for me to have done the things that I have done, whether I could help it or not, whether or not it was the rage that caused it, or the Harano that caused it, or anything else, it still does not detract from the fact that I know that I have failed in my duties. And as much as I love Kotori, would I honestly believe that he could be a better Alpha? In many ways, yes. He is of Octena's children. He has their blood. He has all this knowledge for the spirits, the umbral realms, even knowledge of the worm itself. Knowledge which the worm would love for him to forget. But that's where the advantage is, that's where his benefits, unfortunately, start to end. I don't doubt his capabilities as a fighter. I don't doubt his intelligence. I've never met a lupus as easily adaptable as he is. And for that I will always speak highly of him in that regard. But the question is, if he was Alpha, what would I call him each and every day? Kotori? Screaming Eagle? Any of the other numbers of ghosts he has floating around in his head? Will he even remember anything that I have said to him? Important things? Will I even recognize what has happened to him when I see it? I cannot tell. But there's one thing I can tell, however. If there is one thing I can be certain of, not by the whim of a single madman, but by our own collective madness. Did we go into the abyss acting on the whim of a single madman? I would have to say we did. What reasons could we have done this? What reasons had we done this? Why had we done this? I still think about them even to this day. And the consequences of our actions in the abyss. Being cut off from Grandfather Octena. Being cut off from his wisdom. Cut off from his guidance when we needed it the most. It brought out the worst in us. So, with that in mind, it's my view, my opinion, that the Wyrm-Raiders should cease to be.
Mr. Tarkamudi, I know of your deeds. Do they excuse your actions in the eyes of your packmates? And I ask this to... Ooh boy. Yep.
No, this is not summoning. This is not summoning a certain someone.
No, this is rage, I know.
Yeah.
But Morning Kill will look at Kotori while he's almost driven to the point of frenzy. And he'll look at Smiles as well. Do your actions, are they justified in the eyes of your packmates? Are they excused by your previous deeds? Isn't your totem Great Uktena? Doesn't it tell you to search for law? And law is ever present in the abyss. Is this not correct? Gaia's breath.
This has lost knowledge, lost songs, lost everything. Everything that is lost is inside that place, but he turns to Andre. You never understand when I'm talking to you. I'm trying to make us face our problems by summoning Uktena to not judge you, not judge your soul action. This is not just about you. You said it yourself. We have a problem, all of us. You're not the one to make the call here to say that the Wyrm-Raiders should cease to exist. What do you think the spirit of Uktena will say about that? That we just choose, just like that, to say that we turn on back on him just because we have a simple problem. This is not just about us. This is about what we do. This is about what we did, what we accomplished. Was it enough? Was everything that we did, all the spirals that we killed, this is not a humming body count. This is not about how much we kill. This is were we efficient in what we did? Did we do it for the good reasons? This is why I wanted the judgment by Uktena, not by Morning Raya alone. We went to Uktena together because we thought that we needed a way to search into the darkness, to search something more, to find understanding. This is not about just you. This is not about you leaving me behind with Xavier. This is also about me leading us there. Because I found things that could help us. Because I have a problem. Because as you said, I have many spirits with me. Maybe too many. Maybe my connection to the spirit realm is way too strong. I admit my failures. I admit my problems. But this is not just a pack decision or a single decision. This is why I wanted Uktena to be the one to carry the judgment, to tell us if maybe our hubris is the reason why we are failing today. He is the one. He's the only one who has to make the call. Not Morning Raya. Not me. Not you. Not Smiles. We can only tell our opinion. This is why I wanted this judgment to happen, for you to tell what you had to say, what your true opinion was on the matter. And you did. This was all I asked for. I didn't ask you to be put on a stone and spit upon for what you did. This is not what I asked. I simply ask for our actions to be we cannot continue as it is. Not like that.
You do not run with us now. A pack shares its food, it shares its den. A pack are the people who turn to each other when they need each other. A pack is bound by a totem, yes, but it is bound by actually something deeper. The pack are your brothers. If you said yourself, we all have our sicknesses, our madnesses, But you were, not that I care for the were, greater than the sum of the parts, and we have been when we work together. You do not have to run with us, you can leave. But to say that we will be stronger apart, the lone wolf is a human myth. If you were alone, if you were not bound by Octena, Andre, would you still struggle to control your rage? Would that make any difference?
Do you want me to be honest, Smiles, or to be tactful?
I want you to be honest.
It would make little difference, but it would inevitably keep the two of you safe from harm.
And if we were apart, would Kotori be less plagued by the madness of his ancestors?
That, not being in his position, not having any ghosts running around my head, I cannot tell.
Kotori?
But if there's anything that I could tell, however, at this point, we lost a lot in the Abyss. We lost something very significant. We lost our unity.
We did.
And I would dare to say that we lost our purpose. Or at least we forgot it. After all, why did you join this pack? I would ask. Is it simply because Kotori is one of the few lupus in the Sept? Would I say that it's because you have a eagerness to learn of the wisdom of Father Octena? I am not a smart man, but I'm a very good listener.
And yes. I joined this pack because my brother Kotori was in this pack. Because that is what a pack is. They are brothers. Now, and they, with the strength of each other, you don't run away from your problems. When Kotori...
So what did you do then?
Pardon?
So what did you do then? You told me you were looking for a way out, but when you found the way out, I don't seem to recall you looking back either. You left Saber as much as I did.
I led us out. And no, I did not look back to that place. The abysses are dark. It's a place that drives you mad and it destroys your will. But I will go back for what we left there. I will go back now for what we left there. But
And meet that traitor, the one who almost killed you. Yes, I know him. I know of him, should I say. And he actually looks over towards Morning Kill at this point.
Morning Kill will clear his throat. If I may interrupt. Jaws like thunder, teeth like lightning is Ragabash. He is a scout. His duty is to find the quickest way in and the quickest way out. By his auspice, he should have been the first one out. You are a rune. You are Alpha. You should have not left a second man. Do not dare blame this or accuse somebody of your own faults, Mr. Takamuti?
I would not, Raya. Though it does, in my opinion, considering it was Xavier that first felt the silver claws, and considering that I was the one who revived Smiles as he lay there bleeding, you'll forgive me if I almost feel a sense of, I don't know the English word, ungratefulness perhaps. Kotori had extinguished his reserves of gnosis. Mine, not having the gift of mother's touch, but having at least 2 gourds of Gaia's breath, and still feeling the same obligation to the Red Talons that I feel towards Steps in Waters and How's the Song. And because I still considered him a brother.
Then if you permit me to ask another question.
As is your provocative, Raya.
Did you not feel this responsibility to the Silent Strider, the youngest member and the newest member of your pack?
When we brought Xavier in, we told him what the deal was, that he was to be the Omega, as typically is. First pack that I was in, I was the Omega. And then when we went into the Abyss, things were a little... You would have to have been there to have understood just what we were seeing, what we were feeling. The Abyss was sentient. But that does not excuse my actions. And I will
It
not
does
make
not.
an excuse, and I will not accept any excuse.
Very well then. Jaws like thunder, teeth like lightning, Gaia's breath. Oh, that one don't get me wrong.
Ragabash went out.
Yes.
He's such a good Ragabash. I mean,
He's zipped out.
Yeah.
swooshed. That's dedication for a character.
Yeah.
He's resetting the router.
Yeah.
Please wait for this little intermission music. Hi, Duncan.
This field training is brought to you by the Wyrm-Raiders. Wyrm-Raiders, because we feel about trains.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
In the meantime, I'm going to grab a glass of water.
Yes, and not a glass walker, please.
Yeah.
No, a glass of water, damn it.
No. Da-da-da.
Wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew.
Do 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 do.
Oh, feels.
Oh, feels.
And you.
I'm honestly shocked that he's dead.
Yeah. Oh, poor Mr. Iwata.
Mm.
Such a young age.
Shikata Kanai.
On the other hand, if you play Engyoka, he can be an ancestor spirit now.
Wouldn't he be more like the Asian offshoot to the Glasswalks? I forget what they're called.
Bolu Shouji, but those
Yeah.
are Chinese.
Oh yeah, true. Wouldn't he be kin to them? Do you reckon?
Maybe.
La 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 la. This whole thing is taking very interesting directions.
Yeah. Well, having said that, do you remember all the fun that we had during the mopping up scene at the Scepter Running Stones when I had to reset my router? It took me like 10 minutes. Very long minutes, and we managed to get that scene done in like 2.5 hours. Actually, no, I think we got like an hour and a half. Yeah, that was a good scene.
Actually, Max, what was the one that took us 6 hours?
That was the one
fuck
where.
me. That was like the moot.
Yeah, that was the one where the moot where Blitzkrieg went like lazy
Oh,
go.
yes!
Yeah.
That was hilarious. I texted Shan doing that episode, and it was like, "So wait, did you prepare something? Nah, just come up with something." Well, okay then.
Yeah, this is why you should always prepare, good sir.
Never.
Well,
I'll do everything on the fly.
yeah. However, to me it brings an interesting question because you know how we went into the city, and that there apparently now is a run-in from Silent Strider, and that in that very cave there was a dagger from the Silent Strider. Yeah, just saying.
Yeah, just saying.
There might be no connection at all, but you know. That seems
No connection.
No connection whatsoever. Just like there's no connection between a certain someone and a certain other someone with red hair.
I do not know what you speak of.
Oh, that is nice.
Mm-hmm.
it is very smoky.
Props to Johnny for making this.
I'm gonna have to make myself a new one for Andre.
Was it
One that's equally as badass.
badass for real? Now all of a sudden, this guy walks in.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Who was it?
Boink.
Oh, that guy. Get out of here, you Cairn rapist. I don't know what. And suddenly I turned Australian.
Get out of here, you pig rapist.
Get out of here. You got kangaroos locked in the top paddock again. Get the fuck out of here before we do we do to you what we did to the fucking bunyip.
And then the next day he died.
Yes.
Thanks to the spirits.
Yeah.
Seems like Duncan will join on his phone.
Oh.
Okay.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. They always make a scene interesting.
Yes.
They do, and they're annoying as shit.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, if we.
Oh God, no! Five Nights at Freddy's 4 gets an official trailer. I swear to God,
Please,
that game
please.
is nightmare fuel.
Oh. You know what else is nightmare fuel? The idea of Ben Affleck playing Batman.
Oh, shut up. George Clooney, Val Kilmer, shut up.
Hmm.
Christian Bale?
Hmm.
Yes, I have lung cancer.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Well, it was entertaining.
Yes. Let's talk about trailers. On today's topic. I think, from a pure fluff and stupid point of view, I think that the Comic-Con period must be the worst period for a Glasswalker sept.
Hmm.
Or the non-Glasswalkers.
Hmm. If it's an anime Comic-Con, they might overlook a kitsune.
Yes, because this is obviously the only place. This is the only place where you'll find a kitsune. It is known in the US. Kitsunes only go to the US for anime conventions.
Yes.
Obviously, just walk around in your Krina's form and be like, yo, guys.
Yo, hey, I is cosplays. I do
No.
cosplays.
No. No.
No. No, sir. No.
New pictures from Mind Size Theater came out.
Mm-hmm.
So many clans. Jesus fuck, what are they doing?
Mm.
Ragabash phone for your Ragabash problems.
Mm-hmm.
No, internet decided to come back to life magically. Sorry about that.
No trouble.
Mm.
I completely forgot where we left off.
Me too.
Basically, you were saying, yes, thief like thunder, rouse like lightning,
Oh, right,
chaos
right.
breath, and then disconnect.
I was about to say Jaws like thunder, teeth like lightning. And guys, is there anything you two would like to share before we call upon Uktena?
I have said most of my part. I want this pack to move on from this. I do not care about the past. I do not care about storied histories. I care about what this pack is doing and what it does. I know that any group of Garu, any group, even if I was paired with the Weaver-Rutters, that any group of Garu are stronger together than they are apart. But I lost you all again. Okay. Yes. Andre can leave if he wants. None of us will stop him. Or I will not stop him. But whether this is for the best or whether we can move on with a different alpha, with Katoria's alpha, that is what matters. And Andre, you speak of the black spirals you have slain. You speak of what this pack has accomplished. Would you do that again? Alongside those who you call as brothers, who share your meal, who share your kills, who you celebrate with, who provide you with the strength to carry on when you are in the dark places? Or would you leave? That is the simple choice available. Katori will be my brother wherever, whatever the judgment of Uktena is. It's whether you want to be mine and Katori's brother.
It's not a matter of wanting, but whether I would be allowed to. We've exposed a lot of ourselves to each other this night. Uktena's judgment, that will be the catalyst for what I decide.
I can accept that if it is not based on ego and pride, but on what is best for the pack. That is what matters. If Uktena wishes to drive you away, then that is Uktena's wish. But I see no need to drive you out of the pack. If you can accept that, like we have said before, neither Katori or I recognize you as Alpha, but we recognize you as brother, if you will accept that.
Guys, bruv, have you anything to say before Uktena appears?
I have shared many things with this Shadow Lord. I have shared my fears. I have shared my wish and my vision. He will always be my friend and my brother. It will never change. But I can't help but feel that he doesn't understand me. Maybe it's because I am Lupus and that he is Homid. I don't really know the answer to that question. You're the only one who knows the answer to your heart, Andre. It doesn't really matter what will happen, but if you truly feel that this pack is not what you need, that this family that we offer you is not enough to help you, enough to support you in your darkest hour, that you prefer to walk the lone path to answer to your personal problems, then please don't toy with my emotions on that. if you truly think that we cannot give you anything in that aspect, that we cannot support you, that we cannot help you, then make that choice your own and follow it. You will always be my brother. You will always be my friend, but I do not wish you to stay with us if you feel that this is not what you need. Because then we would repeat the errors of the past, and we will go through that stage again. Your choice has to be yours. Of course, Tena has his judgment, his own opinion on the matter that we will have to bear and understand, but the door that we gave you, the door was never closed. Even if you seem to feel that this open door is not yours to go through. It has always been. This is all I have to say.
Do you want an honest answer, Katori?
And he looks at you and says, well, it's not like honesty has been not on the menu of tonight's dinner.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I don't understand you. It's not just because you are Lupus and I am Hamid. I'm a stranger to these lands, more so than anyone that you've ever met. I was never born here. I never learned the language of these lands. I'm more alien to these lands than anyone in our immediate presence, Hamid or not. You say things, you do things for reasons I cannot understand, as I imagine I say and do things that you don't understand, that Morning Kill Raya doesn't understand. We're from two different breeding stocks. We're from two different tribes, from two different cultures. Our values are different, our objectives are different. I hoped through Father Octena that we could push aside those differences, that we could forget the respective past that our tribes have had. We could put aside our prejudices. Was I mistaken, Katori? Or is it simply one of those things? My breed, my nationality, my language, that created such a great divide.
You will blame your breed and the lines humans draw on a map. I was not born here. Katori was not born here. You live amongst species that you have been communicating with since you were born. Do not pretend that the petty lines that apes draw on Gaia are the reason for this. The reason it has come to this. If you think that it is because we care the language that you speak, or where upon Gaia you were born. I will even accept you as a homid, and you know that what that is to me. If you will come as a brother. But I don't run from that. Don't hide behind such lies.
Este pathetic. Tagamies pulamast vertaal.
Not all of us speak your language, Mr. Takamunti.
I know. There's only 2 moments that you drop into your native language. And I think that you can understand what those moments are. So I apologize.
There's nothing more to be said then.
Very well. Then it's time to call upon the one that will levy judgment on you all. As Gerard will turn to each and every one of you, and afterward he'll turn towards Utena's shrine, walk towards it, actually drop to one knee, extend a hand towards it, and lets his single point of gnosis flow toward it. And actually, he'll speak in the words of the spirits. Grandfather Uktena, I am no child of yours. I have not been accepted by the Uktena tribe, neither one of yours. However, before you stands your children, looking for your guidance, asking for your judgment. We ask of you to appear and speak your words of wisdom. We ask of you to grace us with your presence. And because he's always with you three, there'll be a small trembling in the statue, and the waters around it will react to it almost. As small ripples will start to form, and the ripples will turn into small waves, and it's almost as if the pool is rocking back and forth, rocking back and forth, rocking back and forth, rocking back and forth. Until the waters actually start to rise and envelop the statue, swirling around until they shoot up in a pillar, and you can hear as you can see horns start to pop out of the pillar of water, a nose, a tail, as the water's pillar starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller. As before you fall into the water, Uktena, the horned serpent,
Roll the fuck over.
Yeah. Smiles rolls over for Uktena.
Andre does as he has always done before Uktena and goes down to one knee. Eyes down, of course.
I have been
You, my children, ask for judgment. You have asked one of the half modes to carry it out in my stead. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me the conclusion you have already reached. Tell me what it is that you already know must happen.
Smiles will look to Katori.
And Katori will get on his back. He will sit, take the sitting position. Grandfather, sir, Grandfather Lieutenant. The conclusion that we came is that we, the lupuses of this pack, cannot recognize Andre Darkamunti of the Shadow Lord tribe as the alpha of his pack. He cannot lead us anymore, as he, in our expedition in the Abyss, we feel that he failed in his duty. For what he has to say, he acknowledges his failings and doesn't shy away from them. However, what he says makes him and makes us unsure of the becoming of this pack. We know that they call upon the right of the Omega Wolf to cast him down of his position. But that will not answer the question that still dwells upon us. Question that is, can this pack still work as it is? Andre seems to feel that the pack cannot function anymore. I personally feel that there is some truth in that, but the door was never closed. He is a great warrior. No one will ever question that. But if he feels that he must take the lone road and not stay with the pack, then let him speak plainly and say so. Or we will wait for your judgment to say if you feel that our accomplishment in your name and the good side and downside that was brought upon your name and the reason for this pact to exist are still relevant. I am lost, Father. I tried to find my way in the dark, but I am unsure of which path to take.
I see. You do not trust the one known as Andre Darkamunti as the Alpha. My
his actions. Correct.
He nods.
You wish not to kick him out, to bring him outside, still be open. The offer is there, but this is hard willing. As he turns to Andre. As people will feel Uktena sliver around the three of you. Almost separating you with his huge body. And then he turns to smiles. Child of Griffin, what is a pack without unity?
It is not a pack. A pack is unity.
What is the cause of this disunity? Is it doubt? Is it fear? Is it something dark?
I cannot speak for the others, but recently Takamunti he failed us in the Abyss. He did not just fail as Alpha, he failed as a rune. He left the newest member of this pack to die at the hands of a thing I still know not what. And again, he failed us when he was supposed to be a rune by offending not merely an aspect of, but the very incarnate of the unicorn itself. We cannot trust him as Alpha. But I cannot trust him as Alpha. But I want to move on and accept him as brother. I cannot speak for the others.
Uktena will pull back and once again rear its head and its horns and its mouth and its tongue towards Andre. And he'll say, "You have doubts. Your doubts."
I have many, Father Uktena. You have given me so much, and I have given so little in return. I feel. I led our pack into the ruins of the Sept of Running Stones, avenged those that attempted to corrupt you. I have brought the spirals to their knees in your name. I have taken the lore that they possessed. I have taken the lore of vampires. I've sought out answers, secrets, with the intent of giving it.
I know all of these.
But
your doubts I wish to know.
am I truly uncontrollable? Am I truly, completely beyond hope of my own redemption? Whether it be my rage or my Harano. I'm seeking every avenue. I've even found new ones. I have been in my darkest hour for the last month, more than a month.
Not many moons ago, you delivered lore and secrets to me, and you held up a single silver flaying knife. You told me the intent of use with that knife was to threaten, or maybe even take the skin of a spiral that threatened the warder of this sept. Such thoughts alone are darker than where you must go as one of my children. Such a thing, such a thought, will drive you to the worm's side. This is a doubt that you have. The rage is another doubt that you have. The uncontrollable is another doubt that you have. And alone you will never fix these. You will never reassert yourself in trust. But with brothers, there might be a chance. You have failed this pack as an alpha, for you have left behind one of your brothers. Have you failed as one of my children? No. In the end, the pack itself decides whether or not who is alpha. Who is worthy of such a position? Who will take responsibility for the lives of her brothers and sisters? And you have proven that you are incapable of doing so.
Then I will release myself and you from the burden that I have given you. For I have proven myself unworthy, in my opinion, of your patronage. It pains me to say those words, Father Uktana.
Father Uktana will sliver back up. So if you wish to look at your packmates, you are able to do so, all of you. And he'll look at Gaia's breath and jaws like thunder, teeth like lightning, to try and gauge their reaction. Perhaps even creep into their minds a little bit to see what they're thinking.
Well, for Kotori, that's not very hard. It's a look of utter betrayal.
Smiles is this. Yeah, that Andre has already decided to leave the pack, and if he wants to, there is no reason to stop him.
Before Uktana does anything else, Andre extends out his hand and starts to form a ball of gnosis in his hand. It is pretty much all the gnosis that he has. My final gift to you, Father Uktana.
I see. And Uktana will reach down with his tail, take the orb of gnosis, and absorb it in himself. As Alpha, you have failed. As one of my children, you have not. If it is your decision that you will no longer be of one of my children, then so be it.
Until I learn to control myself, until I recover from this darkness, until I learn how to properly be an alpha. Do not believe that I am worthy of your patronage.
Such a decision will have to be made by these. As he turns to Katori and smiles. Whether or not they will accept you again, whether or not I will accept you again, will be the decision of my children.
Katori doesn't say anything because he's, yeah.
Hey, Damien, I
I
think
think I need to make a certain roll for a certain derangement because this is,
I was about to say.
yeah. Yep. Yep. He's in fugue. He ignores the word doesn't exist anymore. He's into his happy place. There is nothing. Only
Okay.
there is only emptiness in Kotori's eyes. He's not sitting anymore. He's just on the grass, and Baruch probably can reach him and understand everything. But yeah, considering that pretty much he told to Andre the door is always open, and that basically Andre to him, in his point of view, said, "Okay, I shut the door on your face." Yep. He retreated into himself because he doesn't want to listen to the word anymore. Not right now. Feels.
Andre just kind of looks over to that at Katori's do that.
Smiles, look Andre straight in the eye. Looks Andre straight in the eye and says, I do not say what will happen. Many of my tribe are gifted with prophecy, not me. If your pride is not, sorry, your rage is not what prevents you being in this pack. It is your pride. Lose your pride. Be the best of Grandfather Thunder's brood and prove us wrong. Prove your strength and come back to us, and we may accept you. With pride like you have, it will just lead us back to this place.
Andre just doesn't. Andre just doesn't respond. He just gives a slight nod before he lowers his hand.
And judgment has been made. Decisions have been reached. Your own futures are in your own hands. Right now, you walk without patron, walk without pack. Seek out what Sorry. As a last gift to you, Tarkamunti, perhaps your tribal homeland in the Umbra can yield some of the answers you seek.
Thank you, Father Uktena. The kindness that you have given me, even at my lowest point, I will never forget. As like I will never forget the kindness of those who spat upon me.
As Uktena looks at, smiles, and he looks at Katori. As there's a small look of grief almost on his face as he looks at Katori. And I'm going to roll a fate dice to see whether or not he'll do the thing that I have in mind. Secret, secret, secret.
Secret. Congratulations, you get a new derangement.
Lol. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. Uktena will look at Katori. Hiss. Break off a small part of itself. And that small part of Uktena, that small horned serpent, will almost dive into Katori, who gets a shock to his system, effectively breaking him out of the fugue.
Oh, but I was in my happy place.
Nope, you weren't. And as you can feel the spirit of Uktena effectively riding your own skin. May the whispers of the world reach my ears. For that is what my children do. As Uktena will once again slowly sliver back to the water and dive in the statue. And he disappears.
And Tori will look left and right and... Not again.
Andre gets up at that point. His eyes still cast down upon the ground.
So... You'll walk alone then.
Valar Morghulis. You know what that means, don't you?
Yes, you explained it to me.
All men must die. Not in the literal, not always in the literal sense. But it's an observation of something that is inevitable. I did not make this decision lightly. I put a great deal of thought into this. Because no one walks away from a pack on a whim. But you and Smiles will be better for it. I know walking away has torn a large chunk out of Octena's power. So did that happen when Louis walked away. And when Ben thralled. I am not the most popular member in the Sept, but I know I still have friends. As I said before, the kindness that they have shown me, I will never forget. Just like I will always remember that those who spat upon me. And Andre puts his hands into his hoodie's pockets before he simply turns and solemnly starts walking away.
And you can still make a perception alertness, because Kotori is going to say something before you leave.
Jason.
I'm pretty sure he'll hear it. He's got a cute sense of hearing.
Okay, when you hear him whisper, "I'll heal you." Even if it's the last thing I have to do. Before looking at Morning Kill and Smiles. And I guess I got what I asked. Thank you for coming here and bearing witness of our own failings.
Such is my duty. My duty is not to bear witness to your failings, Gaia's breath. My duty is to bear witness to judgment. Judgment had already been made in your own hearts, and it seemed that your totem followed that judgment. The only role I had was to clear out the foul air that was there before the actual trial.
Yes, but nevertheless, thank you. And Kotori turns to Smiles. Do you accept me as the alpha of what remains of our pack? Smiles.
I do.
And this is my decision. We will find a third member for our pack, because we are incomplete as it is, and we cannot go on alone. Once we found this new member, and we will have to, well, my personal wish would go for Moonface, the children of Gaia Philodox.
We'll speak to her. If she will accept Lieutenant.
She is still new to this sept. I already proposed to her, but she said that she could not, as Andre is was part of the pack, and that being children of Unicorn, she wouldn't go against the wish of her totem. But if she can accept to become one of us without the fear of her totem judgment, then I would hope that she accepts. Because we have a dire need of a Philodox in this pack. One who can smooth our personal problems that caused this to happen.
You are right. That things get to this point, that there is no Philodox to speak to us all, no thinking moon. This is wrong.
And we will carry on hope. We will make hope our future. We will try and find and understand what is this hope talent that we found in the abyss. And for that, we will go again to Pangea, where it was first created, first found by my ancestor and his associate in that creation. And then maybe we will be able to release that spirit to its former glory. And maybe in his gratitude to us for releasing it from his prison and giving him the food that he cared for, then maybe he will be able to cure us and cure those who have been alienated by madness and their own darkness.
Maybe. But like I said, the cure is not in a spirit. The cure is in the pack. There is no cure. The remedy is in the pack. If we have pack brothers, pack sisters, then yes, you will still be plagued by your ancestors, and I will still be plagued by my own memories. Maybe they will have their own madness. But together it is okay. You said it before, any number of times, that we share things. We share our madness. We share our curses. And the load is less for that.
Mm. And he will turn once again to Morning Kill, and he will say, by the way, and his ears like perked up a little bit as he is apparently trying to loop us up and not man up. God damn it. He asked the Morning Kill, so is the Korak still there?
Yes.
He cocks his head on the side.
The Raven folk is still in my care. However, she is still asleep.
Oh,
Could we rouse her.
Perhaps. I believe the long dancers have the ability to step in somebody's dreams. Perhaps you could speak to the spirit that teaches these gifts and step into her dreams.
Mm. And yeah, he threw the backlink to Smiles.
We don't
You
have a backlink
What
anymore.
agenda? Oh, we don't have a backlink anymore?
Do you have enough totem to maintain a
Yes.
tenor?
Yes, we have.
We have enough.
Do you have enough totem to maintain a pack
No.
link?
Then no. So yeah, he will try to say. And he turns to Smiles. Yep, we're not going. Yeah, however, I believe we are at 8 because I believe I'm at 6. I'm supposed to be at 6 since I dropped points every month since I was here, and I'm here for January. But well, we'll see about that. Not important. Well, we're going to have a lot of activities.
We will, if we can rouse the Korax. In my Fostern challenge, I learnt a bit about the other changing breeds. They offer different thoughts. I would speak to the Korax, learn of the Korax.
I wonder if they dream of spirit ships.
The what, sorry?
He said, I wonder if the Korax dreams of spirit sheeps. And with that reference, I believe that we can call this court to an end. Thank you, players, for playing, watchers for watching this train go all the way down the road, and we'll see you next time.